Hi, and welcome to Cat Run Figures. I'm your host, Caitlin, and today we are going to be reviewing Image Comics Snot Girl, issue 5. Okay, so before I start the review, if you haven't read issues 1 through 4, or you haven't checked out my reviews, I did review those, so check those out, or,
Also, if you hear me getting fat in the background, don't mind the sound of my chomping.
He's eating a muffin. Anyhow, into the review, issue 5 of Snot Girl. Alright, we have a little bit of a catch-up in the very first image. It's, number 1, some stuff happened. Number 2, is Esther really leaving? 3, we don't like Charlene. 4, Lottie pushed her in the pool one time, but it's not a big deal. And 5, there's something funny about Caroline. So we open up, and Lottie's taking pictures for her blog. And she has a guest photographer doing her outfit of the day, images for her blog, because her assistant, her old intern, Esther, has left her and gotten a new job. Which is sad, but she still loves her, so it's okay. So she offers to take this new photographer out for coffee, and she says she knows the perfect place. Well, unfortunately, she's also banned from the perfect place. Yeah, I guess throwing a barista in the pool wasn't necessarily the best idea if you wanted coffee in there. Well, she ends up having to leave, and she's trying to explain this all to the photographer, that it's not really her fault. And it was this whole rant about hand washing, and she started it anyway. Well, the photographer says, I still have no idea what you're talking about. And honestly, she could care less. So it's New Year's Eve, and she's trying to figure out what she should do about the whole Charlene thing. And she basically decides she's going to forgive her. She's going to forgive her, and she's going to try to move on with her life and be a bigger person. So she texts her and tells her, all is forgiven. Moving on. Well, going to the New Year's Eve party, all dressed up and ready to go. And who should she run into as soon as she gets in the door is Charlene. And Charlene's drunk. Yeah. Drunk fashion blogger at a party. Always a good idea. And she screams that she's wearing Lottie's panties. And she lifts up the skirt of her dress to, in fact, show everyone that she is wearing the panties that Lottie designed. Well, everyone at the party is thinking that she's actually wearing Lottie's underwear. And she's like, no, it's underwear I designed with Nike. It was an exclusive thing. She's not actually wearing underwear that I wore. And it's kind of embarrassing for her. So she very quickly and calmly tries to tell Charlene to lower her skirt, and she tries to exit the situation. So she then runs into Cute Girl, aka Misty, right there. And Misty and Norm Girl, Meg, as you know, they're not exactly amazing friends. She doesn't really have any real friends, Lottie, if you remember any of the earlier issues. But she wants a drink after that horrible run-in. And they remind her that she's not supposed to drink because she has bad reactions to her allergy medications when she drinks. And then she's getting these fluff pieces thrown at her, and she's realizing it's coming off of Cute Girl's capelet. And she asks her what on earth is happening. She says, oh, that's right. I haven't worn this since the cat cafe in Tokyo. So Lottie goes into an instant panic mode, thinking an allergy attack is imminent. It's going to happen. And then she realizes she's breathing. Her eyes are clear. And that her allergy meds are actually working. This never happens. But it's great for Lottie, and it saves her from a lot of embarrassment. Well, She then has a run-in with her ex, Sunny, and she's kind of in a weird zone where he kind of hits on her when they're alone, and she calls him out on his shit. She says, "Why on earth is Charlene not your girlfriend when she's drunk? That's kind of shitty of you." Well, he's shitty. And then he apologizes and says that Charlene's actually a really great girl. She's completely different than Lottie, which, you know how shitty Sunny is. We don't like Sunny, so moving on. Well, he has a present for her, which is really odd. It's this little blue box, which is scarily kind of the size of a ring box to me. We don't get to find out what's inside, however, because Caroline shows up and whisks Lottie away from an awkward situation, calling her babe and saying that she can open it when they get home later. Of course, leaving Sunny out in the dust thinking, who is this hot brunette that just walked off with my ex-girlfriend?
Tavern figures.
Anywho, Cool Girl and Lottie are discussing what exactly is going on. And Lottie is really uncomfortable with Caroline. She's finding out a lot about her, and she's still not entirely sure what happened the first night they hung out. She found out that there are in fact bloody pills, so is her memory playing tricks on her? Did Caroline in fact smash her head open? We don't know. It's weird because everyone else is seeing Caroline, but it's kind of fragmented. We're not entirely sure if we can trust Lottie as a real honest storyteller in this. But she calls Lottie snotty one more time, and she doesn't like it. She doesn't like it, and she calls her out on it. And Caroline basically tells her to go have a drink. And she says, "No, I can't drink because it interacts with my allergy meds, and my real friends understand that." And she says, "Oh, and like you really value their opinions so highly." So of course they're in a cat fight. And then the mirror shatters behind him. It cracks. And neither one can really understand what's going on. And then there's blood down the side of Caroline's face. And we're not really sure what's going on there, but Caroline says that Snotty should go and find herself a New Year's kiss, perhaps from someone she hasn't alienated at this party, and she walks off. Well, who's the one person that Lottie runs into? It's an upset Charlene. And she's trying to console her. She's really not interested in consoling her, but it just feels like the right thing to do. And Charlene breaks down and tells her that she's followed everything from Lottie's blog for years, and the more and more she tried to make herself like Lottie, the more and more miserable she got. And Lottie tells her that she's not perfect, and she's only about 2 years older than her, so what did she expect? And they have this little heart-to-heart moment. The time for New Year's Eve is counting down. You hear Lottie's inner monologue talking about the fact that she's stuck with Charlene during this New Year's moment, and there's this whole sisterhood crap that she's really not interested in. And then Happy New Year comes, and Charlene kisses Lottie. So Lottie has officially kissed 2 people in her life, and she shoves Charlene away. She's kind of freaked out by it. And Charlene says, "I don't know, I thought there was a vibe." She's like, "Yeah, a Happy New Year vibe, not a kiss me with some tongue vibe." Yeah. Well, then Caroline shows up, and Caroline calls out Charlene. And Charlene's automatically freaked out. And she's saying that there's something wrong with Caroline, that there's blood on her face. and she saw the bathroom after she left. There was blood everywhere. Her blood at the bar. And then we get to see all of this blood coming down Caroline's face like we did in the first issue. And she asks Lottie if that drunk person is bothering her. So Charlene is trying to separate Caroline and Lottie. There's something clearly very wrong with this girl, and we don't know 100% what's going on. Well, Caroline takes it upon herself to shove Charlene, and Charlene falls. And yeah. Yeah, did Lottie just accidentally kill Charlene? Is Caroline technically even alive? Is this just all one big warped, med-driven psychosis that Lottie's stuck in? We don't really know. I love this comic so much. It's just, you don't know whether or not you can trust Lottie as a narrator. You're not really sure if what she's telling you is true or if it's just these new meds affecting her. But I love Snot Girl. I love the art. I love the storytelling. This is a character I can connect with so much. She's so much fun to read. This, unfortunately, is the last book for a while. They won't be coming back until the spring of 2017 because that's how Image books go. They go on hiatus all the time. Well, unfortunately, this book is going on hiatus. But if you haven't been picking up these issues, you're in luck because I believe starting the middle of January, they're going to have the first trade for this come out. So you're in luck. You get to pick it up in trade form. However, I've been really enjoying a lot of the covers from the individual issues. I love this book. I highly recommend it. I think it's probably one of my top books of the year. I love it. It's fantastic. It's good shit. If you're not reading it, pick it up in trade. It's fantastic. Give me a like if you like this video. Comment below and tell me if you read this book. Are you as confused as I am? Do you think that Lottie just killed Charlene? Do you think that Caroline might be a figment of Lottie's imagination now? Or do you think she's actually there? Do you think that bump on the head kind of warped her? Subscribe to my channel for more comic book content or check out any of my older videos I have up for offer here on Cat Run Figures. Like I said, I did review the first 4 issues of this, so check those out if you haven't already. And until next time, I'm your host, Caitlin. Bye.